Hello, I believe we are live. Hooray! Please let me know straight away that the sound is good. It should be. I think so. I checked the sound before I started, so I think it's good. How is everyone? Cherie, yes, you were first. I did see your comment there, and I thought, oh, better get a wriggle on. It's nearly time. Cherie's here already. Hi, Jean. How are you? You guys, you're very early up or very late up. Depends on which way you look at it. Early hours of the morning, which I guess is late if you haven't been to bed already, right? Hey there, Jody. Nice to see you from South Australia. Hi, Margaret. Yes, Rose is in Victoria. I love seeing where everybody's at. Central Victoria. You've told me before, Rose. Where in Central Victoria are you? Or did you already answer that question? Newbridge. Yes, you did. Okay, thank you. Don't have to answer me again. Sorry, I see you've already answered Margaret. Hi, Katrina. How are you going? Nice to see. That's okay. You know what? It's always okay if you're late because this is very casual, all right? It's kind of like me opening up my home and you guys all just wandering whenever. It's kind of like that. Now, I know some of you like to be here on time because you don't want to miss anything, and but usually I get started a little bit slowly in case there's a couple of stragglers. So, hi there, Deb. Nice to see you. There you go. So, different people coming from all over the place. Hi, Priscilla. Hey, Wendy. Megan. Hello. Hi, Deb. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Haven't heard from you for a little while. I hope you're good. Okay, so we shall get started, I think. I'm going to switch this phone over to the desk. You can, I love that I can just do this with the switch of a button now. So, got my fingers ready, and you should be able to see my desk okay. Straighten this up a little bit. There we go. I was trying to use new paper, and I always, try and put up a clean sheet of paper before I start. Hi there, Jenny. Mollymook is so beautiful. You're very fortunate to live down that way. It's just gorgeous. But I was stamping, some of you may have seen, I was stamping with Magenta Madness today, and that colour, it's so bright and it goes through multiple layers of paper. So this is actually the piece that was underneath the piece I was using, and you can see it went through, and then I actually turn my page over so you can see a little bit over here on the page, but it's not too bad. We are, and you know what, our seasons are different to yours because we don't have really distinct seasons the way that the US does, Jean. So we actually go by calendar dates. So the first, and it's quarters. So the 1st of March is the first day of autumn. We don't call it fall, but it's the same thing. And yeah, I see Margaret answered that too. Hi, Hilda. Nice to see you. What stamp set did you use for the color? The Magenta Madness one, Megan? Is that the one you mean? It's this one. Let me just quickly grab it. It's this one. It's called Hello Beautiful, and it's in the mini catalogue, and I actually really, really like this set. I didn't expect to like it as much. The paper that goes with it is just stunning. It's gorgeous. But all these shapes, you can do so much with them, and I'm a big fan of pattern, like repeating patterns that just keep repeating over and over. So I'm going to grab the card Megan's talking about. I hope I've got the right card. Is this the one you mean? So this one is this stamp here, okay, and you can see I use Magenta Madness. Now, Magenta Madness is a colour you either love it or you just don't, okay, and I know there's a couple of people that are not big fans of Magenta Madness because it's just too pink for them. This is actually the colour you see here on my card. This is Magenta Madness stamped off. Okay, it's not the solid stamp. I've stamped it off to get a slightly lighter colour because that's just the look I was going for. But the actual pink is super strong. Okay, so this is one of the colors that's going to be retiring next month. So well, as far as I know, occasionally they do something. Right now the information I have is that this all the in colors will be, here they all are, let me grab them all out. these colors are going to retire. So they've been with us. This is the 2020 to 2022 in colors. So in colors always last for 2 years, but these ones are coming to the end of their life. Now, every now and then they do something, especially if a color's been super popular and it's going to fit into whatever vision they have for the colors going forward, occasionally they bring a color back. So I'm not saying they're going to do that. I'm just letting you know that sometimes they do. So I can look at a couple of colors. For example, soft suede. Soft suede was originally an in color, and then they brought it back. It was super popular. Rich raspberry was once an in color. Let me think what else was an in color. Can any of you guys think of other ones that were once in colors? I'm just looking through my collection. There's quite a few, but every now and then they'll do this. They'll bring back a color that was really popular and it fits into the new color scheme that they have in mind. Bermuda Bay, there you go. Thanks, Jean. Yep, there's a few of them, right? Yes, Mr. Moonlight has been probably the most popular of these in colors. This one is going. The other one that I think was a little bit misunderstood, shall we say, or a little bit underestimated was Just Jade. I really like Just Jade. It's a really good green. It's nice and bright, sort of sits somewhere in the middle of the greens, and it kind of filled a gap for me with the greens. Mint macaron. Oh, was mint macaron an in color? I don't remember that, Tammy, but you could be right. Yeah, I thought Coastal Cabana was too, Jean. Yeah, so we've got a few colors that have made comebacks. So yeah, I hope they bring it back a couple of colors. You're saying you'd like cinnamon cider to come back. I can tell you, this is probably, of these 5 in colors, personally, this is my least favorite. Please don't be cross with me. That's just a personal thing. However, it does fill a gap in our color range because we don't have anything really like this at all. So yes, well, Fresh Freesia, we get another year with that one because Fresh Freesia is not part of this group. Fresh Freesia is part of the group of 5 colors that came after this. So those ones will retire 12 months from now. So the reason I'm telling you this is when they release the list, now the list is coming out for demonstrators on the 24th of this month. We're going to get our first look at the new catalog online, and we'll also get our, so then we'll know what's definitely going on with all the colors. So what I'm saying to you is that this is your public service announcement. If you have any of these inks, but you have not purchased Reinkers or possibly even 2, if it's a color you really love, please get them now, because what happens is when the retired list comes out and goes live, which I think will be the 1st of April, that's usually one of the very first things that sell out is the Reinkers. Okay, so the Reinkers for these go really, really quickly. And I just this week went through all mine and had a look, and I realized I didn't have cinnamon cider in a Reinker, so I grabbed that. I had all the others, but that one I didn't have. So there you go. So they are lovely. But the Magenta Madness was the one I used for this card, and I paired it with black. To me, this is a really lolly pink, like a candy pink. For those of you who, if you say, some of you might be thinking, what the heck is a lolly? A lolly is candy or sweets, and that's what we call them here in Australia. But it's got that real bright kind of feeling. Do you know what, Jody? We actually have a few yellows, but the Bumblebee is really, really close to Crush Curry, really super close. However, if I had to pick between the 2, I would pick Bumblebee. It's a little bit softer, whereas I find the Crush Curry is a bit brassier, and my preference is for a softer color. So if I had to pick between those 2, I would pick Bumblebee over Crush Curry. But Crush Curry is a regular color, so unless they do something drastic with the colors this year, they're being very, very tight-lipped. So who knows? They might. Who knows? I really don't know. No, there was no purple in this lot. That's right, Jenny. And so there is a purple in the next lot, which is the Fresh Freesia that you were just talking about. And we get another year with those. Does anyone think, I want you to put your thinking caps on. Do cotton candy? Yes. Yeah, you're talking the same sort of thing that I'm talking about. Excuse me. So sorry. Yes, so saffron is a very, very light yellow. It's the lightest of our yellows. And then, you know, we have the very darkest of the yellows heading towards orange is Mango Melody. So we've got a few in between. Daffodil Delight's a really clear, crisp yellow, like a true yellow. And then the others are all different shades. So do you think Crush Curry was an in color? It could have been. I'm not sure. You know what? I was very fortunate. I got to visit head office in Utah back in 2013. And I remember when we were at the manufacturing plant, actually, we went down to Kanab down in southern Utah, and we got to see the manufacturing plant, and they were putting together the cardstock packs. And they were doing, the day we were there, they were doing A4 cardstock, which is the A4 is the size cardstock that we use here in Australia, and also they use it in Europe as well, and New Zealand. But I remember we were watching packs and packs and packs of Crush Curry A4 coming off the machine, and I was fascinated by it. There was Crush Curry almost to the ceiling. It was amazing. And I remember thinking, look, it's not even a color I use that often, but they had lots of it, and I guess somebody is using it. So it's a good color for sunsets. So there you go. They're probably tight-lipped because maybe with shipping problems. I know. And it's entirely possible. I'm almost expecting, they haven't told us this, but I'm fully expecting some shipping delays on some things, on many things possibly. If that doesn't happen, I guess I'll be pleasantly surprised. If it does happen, I'm less likely to be disappointed because I'm kind of expecting it. So, yeah, that's just the way things are going at the moment with shipping and all the problems they're having there. So I do know, and let me tell you this for certain, we are going to be seeing some price increases. I do know that. And I don't think anyone's going to be surprised by that. I don't think it's going to be across the board. I suspect our paper, our DSP is going to go up because, and I'll tell you why I think that. Here we've got the Waves of the Ocean stuff, which I'm going to play with a little bit tonight again. Waves of the Ocean, the paper collection is $140 for the whole lot. But if you look over here, the Waves of the Ocean 12 by 12 paper, the price on that is $20.25. Now, our regular DSP price is $20. So that tells me there's a good chance we're going to be seeing a 25-cent increase on our DSP. Okay, so they're the sorts of things that are making me start to think. I noticed as well that the kits, the Light the Candle kit that we have just had come out, that's $33. Now, the kits up until now have been $31. So those might be going up by a couple of dollars. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some price increases across the board. They have told us, however, that shipping is going up. So thankfully, it's not as much as I was expecting. Right now, the minimum price for shipping is $5.95. It's going up to $6.95. And then it used to was either $5.95 or 5%, whichever was greater. Now it's going to be $6.95 or 6%. Okay, so that's how it's going to be worked out. I was pretty good at working out 5% without a calculator, but I think I'm needing to use my calculator to work out 6%, but I think I can live with that. So there we go. I'm just going through all everybody's comments. Hey, Fran, nice to see you there. I don't think. Oh, you just bought Sahara Sand? I thought you were telling me Sahara Sand was an in color. No, it wasn't. Yeah. There you go. Yes, sometimes we don't notice these things. We just buy it all and we worry about that later. But I did notice that on the pricing. So I could be wrong. I don't have any information to say that that's right, but I'm using my powers of deduction to think that that might be what we're talking about. Yes, your shipping in the US, Jean, my apologies to you. Your shipping over there is much more expensive than ours. We are very fortunate here. In fact, I've been a demo for 16 years this year, and shipping has not gone up in that entire time that I have been a demonstrator. It has stayed $5.95 or 5%, whichever was greater. And I think yours is something like 10% over there in the US. Is that right? I do know when you guys have when we have a free shipping thing, they bring out free shipping for us here in Australia, the same as they bring it out for you guys. You guys get a lot more excited about free shipping than our guys do here. I find my customers don't get that excited about free shipping, but as shipping goes up, maybe they'll get a bit more excited if they do free shipping deals from time to time. So that's kind of interesting. Hi, Brenton. Nice to see you. I don't think we've met. Nice to see you there. Okay. Yes, you're shipping. I'm so sorry to, yeah, 10%. Yeah, and the minimum is $7.95. I know. Do you know what? Your prices on your products are so much cheaper than ours by comparison. That's the only thing. The shipping is the only thing where we differ. Okay, is the shipping is more expensive than what we have, but that's, I guess it's to do with our Australia Post versus US mail. So there we go. Do you use US mail or do you use UPS? You probably use UPS. Okay, all right, so that was the card and that was the in colors and that was your public service announcement to make sure you get your Reinkers and any card stock that you need to match these before they sell out, because they will. They always do. It just happens every year that the in colors go quickly. All right, I think we've covered all the housekeeping stuff now. I am going to make something tonight with Waves of the Ocean. I'm not even 100%. Well, I kind of know what I want to do. I'm going to show you, first of all, these 3 cards. Elizabeth asked about them on Friday night and I couldn't find them to show her. These are the 3 cards for the class. Now my class, the online class, closes tonight. I know a few of you have purchased the tutorial. The tutorial is 20 Australian dollars. Hey Jean, how many US dollars do you know how much it was in US dollars to buy the class? Because I know it was less than 20 because our dollar is not worth as much as yours. But here in Australia, it's 20 Australian dollars. And these are the 3 cards. So there's just a very simple card here with the beautiful blue foil wave over the top. This one here, which has got a couple of the different waves layered over each other, show you how to do the clouds so they look fluffy. And then we've also got in there this little Z fold card, which I actually really like. I think it looks really pretty. This folds flat to go into an envelope, but it stands up to display. So it's actually a really great little card. If you haven't made one of these before, all the instructions are in the tutorial how to do it. Very easy. If you're in Australia and you are not, you can either buy the tutorial for $20 or it was $15.35. Thank you very much. That's very helpful. So depending on your exchange rate, I think I'd probably say around $15 or slightly over 15 because it would change from day to day depending on the exchange rate. I don't know. Jean can answer that question, Megan. Does the US have to pay tax on top of the price of a stamp set? I think it depends on what state you live in, because I think some states do tax and some don't, which is, I am so grateful that even though we have GST, it is not A, included in the price, so we don't have to add it on, and B, it's universal right across all states. We don't have different states doing different things. I am so grateful for that because I think it must be very, very confusing. So yeah, okay. So they're the 3 cards in the class. So the options are you can either purchase the tutorial for $20 or you can spend $50 in my online store and you will not only get the cards, sorry, you'll not only get the class, the tutorial and the PDF, but you'll also get all the supplies mailed out to you to make the projects. So you don't actually have to own the stamps or anything else in order to do the class if you're getting it that way, because you'll be sent all the supplies and you'll be able to make 3 cards that look very, very similar to mine. This one doesn't use, the only stamp on here is the sentiment, so you can add any sentiment you like. This one only has the wave underneath, and I'll show you how you can do this or get a very similar look without needing the stamp, and the same with this one. Okay, so there are options for you if you don't own the stamps. So there you go. Jean's saying, Megan, that it depends on the state. So Oregon doesn't have sales tax, but some states have 12 to 14%, so it depends on the state. Nice to see you too, Nairi. That's good. Thank you, Jody. I really, really appreciate you saying that. I hope everyone loves them. And like I said, it closes tonight, so you can put your order in anytime before midnight tonight, and you can be included in the class. Okay, so right. So I did this card the other day in my class that I did up in the Hunter Valley. I don't know if Kay's here tonight. She's usually here, but I noticed she's not been able to come a couple of times lately. So this is one of the cards that we made. Yeah, it must be very confusing. I agree, Megan. I can't even imagine. Oh, are you moving, Megan? Are you moving to the US? Is that what you're saying? Hi, Lynn. Nice to see you. Whereabouts in Victoria? I think you may have told me this before, but I don't remember. All right, let me grab This is a very simple card. I'm just working on a piece of basic white thick cardstock, and I've cut the piece. I cut a full sheet in half. Now, if you're in the US, this is 5.5 by 8.5 this inches, and if you're in Australia, it's 21 centimeters, the width of the cardstock, by 14.8 this way. And we're going to fold that in half, use a bone folder, and it will fold nice and flat. And then I've got some pieces of cardstock here, sorry, of DSP. So I've actually cut them out. So let's have a little look at them, because if I wanted to, I can stick with the blue and green theme, which is very similar to this one. That's what I did here. I kept to my blues and greens. But we also have some other color options. We have petal pink on the back of this one. That one has Coastal Cabana. That one does too. This one has Calypso Coral on the back. And this one has Coastal Cabana. So we could, if we wanted to, go more with the pinks and Coastal Cabana-y colors, or we could stick with the blues and greens. What do you guys think? Do you have a preference? Look, there's a possibility that I don't know if it'll definitely happen, but my husband, if ever he decides he's going to move back, because my husband is from Michigan in the US, so if ever he decides he's going to move back, I mean, obviously I'd be going with him, that's a possibility, but I don't think it's going to happen in the short term anyway, certainly not at this point. The video, once you've got, what happens is, once you purchase the class, the class is there forever, and you get a private link that you can click on to do the class. So it doesn't expire. You can go back and watch it anytime you like, and you can do the class in your own time. So that's the awesome thing about an online class. You're not tied to a particular time. You do it when it's convenient for you. You can stop it and start it and rewind it, and watch bits again if you need to. And I think that works really well. Blue and green, do you think? And Deb's saying Coastal Cabana as well. And I think, we've got a few different people. Jody said Coastal Cabana, and I think you were first. So that means I think we're going to stick with the blues and the greens. How are you, Ruth? Nice to see you there. I don't have any plans to leave at this point, Denise. Don't panic. Don't worry. It's all, see, that's a bit of Coastal Cabana there on the back. Well, there's just too many nice colors in here. This is just so pretty. I know. Do we like that? That one's more of a, or do we like this one? I think that's a nice contrast. Give me a second. I need to sneeze. Oh, I'm so sorry. I should have hit the mute button. Never mind. Oh, there. The colors I have here, says Glenda. All right. I'm going to stick with this now. And all I'm going to do, this is the easiest, simplest little thing. I'm just going to use some seal. And I'm going to go start from the top, and I'm just going to put them on. Now, this paper, for anyone who hasn't seen it, it is just stunning. Now, if I was trying to get these perfect, but I'm not, I'm actually putting them a little bit on an angle. I'm going to do them. In Australia, we say hickledy-pickledy. My husband calls this cattywampus, which I had never in my life heard anyone say before he said it. But it means the same as hickledy-pickledy, which is what my mum used to say. So I'm just putting these kind of wherever. I'm not even going to worry about trying to line them up. I want them to look a little bit crooked, which takes all the pressure off. I think I will go with this one because it's just a little bit more contrast. Actually, I'm going to put that one on first, and that one can go over the top. So has everyone seen the papers up nice and close? Because they are absolutely stunning. So beautiful. There we go. Just like that. So you can see they're a little bit crooked, and that's fine. That's how we want them. Kitty wampus. Is that what you say, Jean? Yeah, I know. I know. Thank you. Thank you for the blessings. It is hard to choose. I agree. All right. So then I'll put all these other stamp sets that I've got all over the place here. I've got them all over the place. Seriously. The wave size, for anyone who hasn't seen them, oh, you know what I'm thinking? I have a wave left over from another project from the other night, actually. I wonder if I was to put this, I could cut a bit of this off and actually have the wave so that this actually comes out above the wave, and it looks rather good against the blue and green on there. I know that's a little bit different, but let me see. I'm going to chop a bit off it because the sharp edge here looks a bit weird. I'm going to see how I can make this look. I don't know. I'm either going to hate it or I'm going to love it, and I really don't know quite which at the moment. And I can get rid of this bit as well. Do we like it, or we prefer it just as it is like this, or do we want the wave sitting out? Let me get rid of this bit. I'm not real sure. I'm looking to see what everyone thinks. Squiffy, I've never heard that one actually. Skew whiff, yes, skew whiff is probably more likely what I would say. Skew whiffy, that's right. I know, isn't that beautiful paper? Wave out and over. It looks good with the wave. Okay, let's give it a try. You don't like the wave. Well, you know what? It's okay, because I don't know, Jenny, whether I like it either. The wave on top of the circle. You mean on here? Well, we could do that, but then where shall we put our greeting? And would I be better if I'm going to do that? You know what? I think I would have done it in, ooh, I have an idea. Let me see. Hang on 1 second. I have an idea. Now this is a bigger circle, and we also have, I have a foil wave. How about that? This is one I had from an earlier pack, and that would look better on the white circle, I think. See, we're evolving the idea here. I just wanted to do something a little bit different. Like this is just plain and it looks great, but I wanted to do something different tonight. The dye in a different color, I agree. Or you could too sponge it in silver, Jenny. All right, so what if I might, and you know what if I was to go up to a bigger circle? Now we're talking. All right. I'm thinking like this. All right, so there's a few ways we could adhere this. One way, I'm going to grab I've got a bit of sponge here, and I'm going to sponge my color, and I'm going to grab my silicone mat because I don't want to get my desk all sticky. And I've got a brand new Tombow here, so I'm just going to open this one up. Whoop, there's a little bit that I missed to pop out. There we go. So the good thing about these mats, okay, is that you can put adhesive onto a mat like this and it will come off completely. In fact, this is the same mat I used on Friday night. I got glue all over it, and then before I came along tonight, I just rubbed it off with my finger and it all comes off. So all I'm doing here is I'm picking up a bit of glue on my sponge, and I'm actually going to, I just realized I don't have to do the whole thing. I have to do this bit here. And so now I've got glue on that, and I'm going to put it here on this bigger. On this bigger piece. Now I brought it down a little bit because I don't want to I want to have this piece coming off the edge at the bottom. I mean, look at that. Isn't that easier way to adhere something? And we don't have to worry about this. This is actually going to wipe straight off and we'll clean up like brand new again. It's fantastic. I love the silicone mats. I think they're, from memory, they're $10 here in Australia. So I'm just going to go around and cut this edge off. And here we go. We have a beautiful blue wave on a white background. The dark blue does look good over the white, doesn't it? It could go on the crest of the wave. We could get a little bit fancy with this, couldn't we, hey? But I would need a small greeting. Now I do have a happy birthday in the wave set. However, they're rubber stamps, and if I want to do a curved greeting, which would look really nice in this case, I'm much better off to choose a photopolymer stamp. Let's see if these ones are photopolymer. If I've got something small, like I've got a welcome, that's not right with this set. Let's see, what else have I got? I've got a thank you. Something small, but something in photopolymer. That's fine, Jenny. That's absolutely fine. Ah, yes, I did. I did hear. I know, the foil is gorgeous, Brenton. Absolutely beautiful. Hey, Curly Top. Nice to see you. I see there've been a few people pop on. Hi, Chris. I like your idea of the sentiment going on the crest of the wave. I like that. But I need a small greeting, and it needs to be a photopolymer greeting so I can make it curve. And I don't know. I don't really want thank you. I mean, you make me happy would be nice, but it's too big. It's not going to fit there. Something really little. Well, I can't think of anything right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this off later as far as deciding what greeting. I've got It's a Good Day. That could work. And I've got Hello. Both of those would work. This is in the Ladybug set. It's a Good Day. It's only little, but it would look cute. And I can curve it a little bit to match my wave. So let's see if I can do that. So I'm going to use a small block. B is probably a good size, or even A. And I'm going to put it on, and then I'm going to curve it a little. Let's see if that works. So this is a really cool thing that you can do with photopolymer stamps. You can change the shape of them a little bit. We don't need much curve. We only want a little tiny curve. Okay, I'm going to grab my Pacific Point ink pad, which is the same blue that's here in the paper. You guys are all chatting so much I can't keep up with all the... Oh, one of the fish sets. Maybe. Should I have looked at one of those? The Seascape one is rubber, so that won't work. I'm going to stick with It's a Good Day. It's here. I've got it all set up. Can you see that I've curved it a little bit? So we're just going to pop it up there. There you go, Chris. There's your idea come to fruition. Little tiny bit of a curve, and it says, It's a Good Day. Look. You see that? I just realized I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb tonight. So I'm hoping my brother doesn't call me like he usually does on a Sunday night. So I'm going to pop some dimensionals behind here. Pansy set? Maybe. You get the idea anyway. There's actually a song by a US band from San Francisco called Luce, L-U-C-E, and they have a song called Good Day, and I've currently got that song in my head because of this stamp. All right, so I'm going to call that done. Okay, this one I added a ribbon. I could add a ribbon, but I don't know. I think it might take away from the wave. What do you guys think? Something a little different anyway. And thank you for all your ideas. There's some very cool ideas that you guys, and I mean, I wouldn't have thought to put the greeting up there, and I think it looks really cool. That's a good idea. So there we go. And definitely the blue foil wave looks lovely on top of that. So I think it worked out really well. So there we go. Oh, thanks, guys. No ribbon. Yeah, I think you're right, Joan. I think. Oh, I'm glad you like. Oh, bling. Oh, yes, bling. Of course. Well, what color bling shall we go with? This is the beautiful, beautiful. I love these. These are the rhinestones that match this gorgeous set, and so the rhinestones are in the colors that are in the paper. So you've got navy, Night of Navy, Pacific Point. I think this is Balmy Blue. Then you've got Coastal Cabana, Granny Apple Green, and Bermuda Bay. So they're just stunning. Now, let me tell you a little. These are fabulous, and here in Australia they're only $11.50. I think that's pretty good value for a pack of rhinestones. Look, here's almost a full pack. I've had a little bit of a play with those as well. So they are pretty cool. There's 168 rhinestones in there, okay, which is not bad for $11.50. However, if you don't have these, and if you have blends and you have plain rhinestones, you can color your blends to match whatever you're using in any color. So that's a really handy thing to know. Make sure you always have some clear rhinestones in your collection, because if you do, you can color them with your blends markers, because alcohol markers will color any surface, any porous or non-porous surface it will work on. So that's just a little tip for you. Which color shall we go? Shall we go Bermuda Bay? Shall we go Pacific Point? I don't have any big ones left in the Pacific Point or the Navy. I've only got big ones left in. I've got Granny Apple Green. We could do Granny Apple Green because there's a bit of green in this, and that might be really pretty to pull it all together. And there's also Bermuda Bay. So anyone, first person to pick a color for me is the color I'm going to go with. Let's see how we go. What do you think, guys? First person in. I'm waiting. Sorry, there's a delay between you guys typing and me seeing what you've typed. So Granny Apple says Nairi. Okay, Granny Apple it is. That was the first one that came in. So there we go. I'm going to pop one of those in. It will stand out. The Granny Apple Green will stand out quite nicely next to these. So I'm going to go a medium, a small, a medium, and sorry, this is large, medium, and small at the top. There we go. There we go, just like that. It did need bling. You are correct. Thank you for reminding me to add it. Can you believe you have to remind me to add bling? I mean, what's wrong with me? I must need a nap. I didn't get a nap today. So there we go. That's probably what that is. All right. Now, in addition to the class that I've been telling you guys all about, there is something else that's happening at the moment. And that is this little sale that they've got out called Savings Are in Bloom. Okay, now this is on all the way through to the end of March. There's some really, really good deals in here. Definitely worth looking at. The other thing is, while I think of it, also check the clearance rack, because there's some really great deals in the clearance rack, like the Hope Box, which was $37, is down to $18.50. So that's 50% off. So if you're a demonstrator, you'll get your demonstrator discount on top of that price, okay, which makes it a super, super cheap, like brings it down to under 30% of the original price. So that's pretty fantastic. So what's cool about this is that they have, for the very first time ever, brought out the mini cut and emboss machine, which is normally $104 here in Australia. They've made that $83, so it's 20% off. So $83 is a great time, great price to get your mini cut and emboss machine. And I love my mini cut and emboss machine. As many of you will know, I very often use it here on a Friday or Sunday night because it fits so nicely on my desk. So what they've done to go along with that is they've brought out a whole bunch of bundles, some of which were bundles in the catalogue and some which weren't. Okay, some of them weren't bundles in the catalogue. They've brought them out and they've taken 20% off those bundles as well. So we've got this squared away one, which I don't have this one. It's very nice. And then we've got all these ones here. So the ones that I have the Art Gallery bundle. I have the Celebrate Sunflowers bundle. We did a card with that a week or two ago. I have the Hydrangea Haven and the Pansy Patch. The Quiet Meadow, which is one of my favorites. You guys saw me use the Seascape stamp set the other day, and you'll be happy to know I've now ordered the dies. They're on their way. Sweet as a Peach, which is another favorite, and the Welcoming Window. And I've been looking at the welcoming window, which is right down here. So normally that was, if it, as a bundle, it's $97, and they've got that down to $77.50. So the 20% off is quite good. It's giving you a really good saving. But those are until the end of March, okay? If you want to use those to order the online class, you certainly can. You can throw something like that. You can add specials or clearance rack items if you want to. So the reason I'm telling you this is because I went and had a little look at what I've got that's in these. And I've got this welcoming window set, and I've got the matching window flower box dies. Now, I should tell you, I have never, ever used these dies. Never. Hi, Jamie. Nice to meet you from Iowa. Hey, Bronwyn. I miss you. How is South Australia? You enjoying yourself over there? Okay, so welcoming window, I think I've used these two stamps, and I've used them once. Oh, that one too. So 3. I've used them once. So I've barely used these. And it's such a shame because when I got them, I thought, oh, I'll definitely use it. I love it. And I had this idea of doing some kind of, because it's got windows and the dies have like windows that almost look like a wardrobe. I was thinking I could do, you know, here you go. I could do something like a little bit Narnia. But I have not actually gone and done that. I've hardly used them at all. So I was thinking tonight, let's use them. Let's make a card. I've got a rough idea in my head of what I might do. And let's see. The cool thing about all of the bundles that are on this special, the whole point of them is that all of them fit through the mini machine. That's why they put them in the special, because these are all sets that will fit and work with the mini while it's on special especially. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to fold my basic white card piece in half. You'll notice I very often use basic white as my card base. Not always, but I have a habit of doing it a lot, partly because, you know, it goes with everything and it's lovely and sturdy. We do have vanilla in this as well, but I tend to use white more than I use vanilla. Same with I use white envelopes more than I use vanilla envelopes. Does anyone else have a preference? Yeah, I've been watching your photographs, Brom, and I've seen you looking after the boys. Looks like you're having a lovely time. Yeah, Mediterranean style cards. Exactly. That's right. Hey, Fran. How is everyone? It's so nice to see you all. Okay, so what I thought I might do is make an actual window in the window card. And let's see how that goes. We'll see. So to do that, I'm going to have to cut. This is a shape. So this will actually cut out the window shape. Okay, it'll actually cut out the panes and so forth. But if I cut it out of the center of my card here, it's actually going to cut out the whole shape, which will give me this shape window. So let's, oh, I've just realized I can't use my mini machine to do this because the mini machine isn't going to let me fit in. Like I can cut this, no trouble, but it's not going to let me fit this side card piece in. So I'm going to have to bring in my my big machine, and I'm just grabbing myself a drink. I have some grapefruit juice there. Anyone else like grapefruit juice? I'm a big lover of grapefruit juice. I don't know why. So I'm going to have to bring in the big machine, even though we're talking about the mini tonight, but that's because the whole card won't fit through because I need to flatten the card out to make a window in the card. Everything else I can do with the mini. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm lining this up where I want it to be. So the main thing is I want it to be exactly parallel to the sides, and I want it to be a little bit higher than halfway so that I've got room to do everything at the bottom that I want to do. So let me run this through and let's see how we go. So two things are going to happen. We're going to get a window in our card, but we're also going to get all the window panes and everything as well. All right, so there's my little window pane. All right, can you see I've got my little, push those out, and I've got this great little window. It's even got the wood grain. Can you see? Or can you see that? It embosses it as well as cuts it out. All right, let's move this out of the way. So now I've got a window. Can you see that there? in the middle of my card, which is kind of cute. I'm a big fan of window cards. In case you haven't noticed, I love me window cards. Goodness me, love, love, love them. All right, so I'm actually going to cut. I just need to know how much I need to cut. So if I put my window on here, it's around about 4 centimeters, or nearly 1 3/4 inches, and this way about 7 centimeters. So if I make it a little longer than it needs to be, just having a little look here. So if I go this way, I'm going to make it 3. I'm going to go up, make it bigger. You probably can't see much going on here. It's not very exciting. I'll make it by 2 inches just to make sure I've got plenty. So 2 by 3 is what I ended up with, and that is going to be more than enough to go here. Now I actually noticed I've got a little bit of splatter left over from another project on my acetate, but that won't matter for the purpose of what I want to show you. In fact, it actually makes it easier to see. Can you see the bit of splatter here on the side? Makes it easier to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my glue dots, and what we're going to do is we're going to put one in each corner. So 1. And glue dots are quite neat, so it doesn't matter if we see them, because they're, you know, they're all going to be the same, and they're all going to be evenly spaced, so they will look fine. If you want to cover them up, you can put a frame over the back of it, but I don't think you need to worry. And so all I'm going to do now is I'm going to position that over the back on the inside of my card. Okay, just like that. All right, then I'm going to open this up. And I've got my little window here, and my little window is going to go back in. All right, so then I have a window that has an acetate like instead of glass. It kind of looks like glass, yeah? Now, if we wanted to, we could go back in with white, or we could actually cut a window to be a different color. So I could cut it to be, say, crumb cake would be a good color. How about that? Why don't I make it in crumb cake? What do you guys think? Do we want a window? I know it does look like a dollhouse window. I agree. Oh, Elizabeth, I'm so sorry. I love grapefruit juice too, and I tend to. I find it really refreshing, and it's my drink of choice in the evenings, unless I've had one of those days that I need to have a glass of wine. But normally, I'm very happy with a glass of grapefruit juice. So there you go. All right, so we're saying, I'm asking what colors people would like the. You like crumb cake framework? Crumb cake, yes. All right, so we're going to I'll put the white aside, and I'm going to use that on something else, because a white window would be lovely for another card. So this time I'm only cutting a small piece. So we are going to bring in our mini cut and emboss machine. Got my plates here. Move my bits and pieces out of the way. So this card does not have to be very difficult. Like, you can keep it quite simple, because the window kind of makes it special. So if you've got something sort of special, like a window or like a special feature going on in a card, you can keep your card a lot more simple, and it's still going to look amazing. You don't need to do as much. The window is doing all the work for you. That's not going to fit in there, so I'm just going to turn this over. If ever your plates don't go through straight away, turn them over, and then it will work. Okay, so sometimes if the plates have got a bit of a bend to them, turn them over and use them the other way, because it will complain about one way, but it won't mind the other. All right, so now we've got our crumb cake framework, and this is going to go here inside. And because we've cut it out of this, it's going to be a perfect fit. All right, how are we going to attach this? We can use glue dots again, or very easy to go back to our mat. We can either squeeze this on. The only thing is, if I squeeze it on, then if there isn't any excess glue that pops out from behind, it will it will mark your window, and you don't want that. So sometimes when you're working with acetate, you're better off doing like what we said before and using a little bit of a sponge and applying it straight with the sponge. All right, we're doing a few little tips tonight, hey? All right, so that's going to fit in there just like a jigsaw piece. It's going to fit in perfect. All right, and then you can see on the other side, there's no, you can't see the adhesive at all, okay? Well, we could go with a bold color. Like this would look nice with, like with a blue. It reminds me of when we were in Greece and they had lots of blue frames around the windows. So I might do that one another time. That'd be nice. All right, let's see what we've got here. I've got some cardstock and we have a window pane. So there's a whole bunch of things here. And like I said, I have not used this set really. Almost at all. I've only used a couple of pieces out of it, so I'm kind of experimenting here, but it's about time I used it. What do you think? So I'm going to actually, seeing as we've got crumb cake here, I'm going to use crumb cake ink to stamp. I'm going to stamp it here. Now, a couple of choices. We can stamp it straight on, or we can stamp it on our piece of paper and cut it out with the matching die, because there is a die for this. All right. The other thing is, oh, I just had another idea. There's so many choices with this kit. This is a really nice set. There is also a window ledge that cuts out with the wood grain, and that would look really nice. So that would go kind of just above here. That might be the go. Maybe we do that instead of a stamp. Does it remind you of Greece too? I know, Pacific Point would look fantastic for Greece. I know, that does remind me of that. And the shutters, I know, it looks amazing. Although I'm leaning towards white for the shutters because I think that's a nice look. But, you know, but we've got to, if we're going to stamp them and then cut them out, we are going to need to do a colour. So, I was thinking too, we could either use for the jug, and you know, we could have terracotta pots. The jug could be terracotta, but it could also be blue. It would be nice in blue. Oh gosh, I'm getting all excited now. I'm wondering why I haven't used this set more often, because it's so much fun. All right, this is fun stamping. That's what this is. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to cut this little window ledge out of my crumb cake. And here's my, push this in and wind it through. Now something I could do too, I think the window ledge, yep, I think we've made the right choice. I'm going to put these back in here, otherwise I know I'm going to lose them, because there's a lot of little pieces to this set. But when you see them all used, you understand why, because they're really lovely. Now, I feel like that does look rather nice, but I'm feeling like it would be nice for me to sponge a little bit of, let me see, do I have a sponge here? Or maybe I'll just do it with a bit of an aqua pen. I'm just going to grab a little bit of, this is the inside of the palette. If ever you're wanting to get ink, you can either squeeze it onto the lid to make this into a palette, which puts some ink here, or you can dip a block into it. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of color here just to darken it up a little bit. So it's not exactly the same color as the window frame. Similar, but not exactly. So it's going to stand out a little bit more. There we go. A little darker. All right, I think we do need some shutters. What do you guys think? Shall we do shutters? And there's also There's also these, but I think maybe some stamping at this point might be nice. And I'm also thinking, because we have a die for the jug, so I'm thinking maybe if we stamp the jug and also the pots. Oh, I've got a an American sixpence stuck to my block, probably from one of our trips home last time. Now I'm going to, I've got this little bit of a, like a spray of leaves and so forth. Also, the other thing is there's some little brickwork here. I don't think I'm going to add brickwork today, but gee, that's nice. I'd like to do something with that. Why did I wait so long to use this set, guys? What is wrong with me? I don't know. And then maybe a pot. So let's put the pot on a little block, like an A block. Right, so that's going to end up here. I'm not going to put it on yet because I'm just deciding. I'm thinking how things would go. I'm thinking maybe my flower down below in the pot, and then the jug on the ledge. What do you guys think? Do you say sixpence? Oh no. What do you call this? What do you call that, Jean? Oh, hang on. Where is it? Where's my camera? It's an American thing. I can't even see what it says. Anyway, I don't know. You know what it is. I know, too many choices. Oh, you used it today, Cherie. See, I don't, yes. No, it's not a quarter. Quarters are much bigger. Jug on the ledge, yes, I agree. I think so, Katrina. It is a really fun set. So that's what I'm asking myself, why I haven't, I mean, I bought it, obviously, because I thought it looked nice. But why didn't I use it? I don't know. All right. So I'm leaning towards blue shutters. What do we think of blue shutters? Does anyone like this idea? And I'm thinking maybe Misty Moonlight, because I think that will go nicely. Let's try it. And I'm going to cut them out and put them on. So if they're not right, we aren't committed. Let me put them here. Actually, and I should be using a block for a more of a bigger stamp like this one. I need a mat underneath. When it's a small stamp, it doesn't really matter, but when it's a bigger one, it does. All right, let's try this. So that's the color blue it would be. What do we think? Do we like that, or do we want a brighter blue? Do we think, let's try Pacific Point and see how that looks. A dime. Yes, maybe it's a dime. The rounded die to cut them. Yes, I think I need this one. That one there. So this is the Misty Moonlight, and I'm worried it might be too bright. And because it's very wet ink, I would need to see that's not stamping as well, because oh, I've got a dimensional back on there. Look at that, which transferred to that. Okay, let's try that again. I know, I'm sort of leaning towards the Misty Moonlight. I think that looks better. Yeah, I agree, guys. I agree. So going back to Misty Moonlight. See, that's better. Much nicer. Coastal Cabana would work as well, but I know I just kind of wanted something a little truer today, more of a blue, not a green blue, if that makes sense. Let's try this. It only just fits, but it does fit. You could stamp off the Pacific. Yes, that would probably work as well. Oh, I see. Stamp on the Misty Moonlight cardstock. Oh, look at that. And it moved. You know what? That's actually a really good idea. That probably would look really good, actually, instead of white. Huh. Let's try that, guys. So I will grab some Misty Moonlight. Misty Moonlight cardstock, and let's see how that goes. Oh, but you know what I want to do now? This is a work in progress. If I really want it to stand out on the Misty Moonlight, guess what I want to stamp instead? Let's try navy. Let's try that. You guys have all got some great ideas. I feel like we're really working on this very collaborative process, isn't it? So this is the navy instead. See, I quite like that. That could work. And it'll certainly stand out more than the Misty Moonlight would. So all right, let's try that and see how we go. So this time I'm going to bring this in. I've got all my bits and pieces all over the place here. My piece. Let's try this. And the next thing I need to do is find the top plate, which I just put down. Oh, guys, top plate. Anyone see where I put it? Is it in here? No, it's not in here. Did I drop it? Luckily, I have a spare top plate. It's not the one I had before. Oh, found it. It's inside the stamp set. Look, there it is. Because I do have a spare one if I need it. I just want to make sure it's completely lined up. So yeah, this is a set that is not, maybe that's why I haven't used it, because it is a set that's not necessarily a quick and easy set. It's a set that you play around with and build scenes and so forth, which I love to do, but it's not something I would necessarily grab if I was in a hurry to make a card, if that makes sense. See, I think I'm going to like this. I think I'm going to like the Misty Moonlight stamped with the navy. What do we think? Do we like this? I think I do. Like that. Yep, I'm going to go with that. Yes, thank you, Katrina. I found it. And stamped in white would have looked good too. So there's actually a lot of choices. You could go a lot of different ways with this. I don't think there's any right or wrong, which means that every time you make a card, it's got the potential to turn out different, which is kind of nice. Try and get that lined up. There we go. You like it? Good. Yay. I know, right? I'm all over the place. It's a good thing I've got you guys to tell me. Can you imagine however I create anything on my own? Seriously? All right. Now, there is one more thing here, so this is really rather cute. So it's going to look like that, okay? And we've got our what do you call it? Window ledge, just here, like this. All right. Now, I don't know if you noticed that in there, and I might add these later because I know it's going to take, I don't know. I was going to say it's taking too long, but then again, you guys might not mind. We've got these great little, like little brackets here that it does 4 of them at a time, and you can put 2 on one side and 2 on the other side. Now, you could do them in gold or white or any color really, or a darker brown. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm actually thinking though, I might add these later once I decide what color I want them in. But yeah, these are cute little brackets that like to open up the. Anyway, let's pop this on. I'm going to put some mini dimensionals under here. And for this exercise today, I think I will actually stick these down flat. You could put them on dimensionals. Cut them in foil. Yeah, I'm thinking I might, Cherie. I think that would be nice. It's a dime. Aha, right. Take all the time I have. Yeah. Oops. Let's put this down here. I'm just going to leave that there for a second. And I'm deciding whether I'm going to put these on dimensionals as well, but I think I'm going to put them flat. I'm going to leave a tiny little gap next to my window here. Like that. It's looking cute. Oh my gosh, this is such a cute set. Okay. So if you're wondering what it is, it's called Welcoming Window, and the bundle for anyone who wants it is Welcoming Window bundle from $97 down to $77.50. Okay, so almost exactly $20 different. But I think that's super cute. Really cute. All right, so that's looking cute. We also, if we wanted to, we don't have to, but if you wanted to, you could also stamp inside so that you can see your flowers through the window. That would work as well. What do you think? All right, I'm going to put I've got my flowers here, and then I've got my jug, and I've got and also I noticed that there's some nice words. So we have Mother's Day coming up here in May. For those of you, I think the US Mother's Day is the same day from memory as the same day as Australian, but I think maybe in the UK it's different. Can anyone confirm that? Because here it's the second Sunday in May. Father's Day though is different to the US. Father's Day is in the first Sunday in September, so totally different there. Keep going, Jenny. All right, I'll do what I can. All right, so here we have, now I'm just looking to see, this might be easier to see if I put something under it. So let's put my silicone mat. Not really. It's kind of tricky to see in this light, but I'm going to use my pencils. Oh, I just realized this is all green. I don't need to. What the reason why is because the flowers are separate. Look, we've got, this is the one I'm using, and you've got all your leaves, and then you add your flowers in. The flowers sit in there, so you've got your spots for your flowers. So we can add whatever colored flowers we like. So if I was to do this in soft succulent, and then I grab my Evening Evergreen dark, I'm going to just add a few dark leaves, not everything, just a few. It's good that the flowers and the leaves are separate so that you can stamp them separately. It's looking rather cute. And then we've got the flowers. There's 2 different sets of flowers. Which ones? I think it's these ones. Yep, it's these ones. And Let me grab another block, another smallish block. I have to use one of the blocks I already had earlier. Right. What colour flowers shall we have? Red? We do red flowers or yellow? Either would look good because they're nice and bright and they're going to lift up. I'm leaning maybe red and yellow. What do you think? Do we need the brickwork, Cherie, do you think? I don't know whether I want to use it on this card or maybe I'll do another card with the brickwork. Pink flowers. Red would be stunning. Yep. Red, 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 says everyone. Oh, you guys are all red. I know, so many options. I know, right? Might have to do another one. I didn't realize how cute it was going to be. Poppy Parade Red, which is more of an orange red, or red red. I'm thinking maybe red red. Let's try that. All right. And let's put them in the holes that are actually made specifically for them. There we go, just like that. Can you see it? All right, so that's ready to go. And then I'm going to do, I'm thinking I could do Cajun Craze or Cinnamon Cider. Cajun Craze is quite dark. It's a terracotta-y kind of a colour. Or even Calypso Coral will work in a pinch, but I'm thinking maybe, shall we go Cinnamon Cider for our pot? Well, lots of different options on the colours. All right, maybe we should go with Cinnamon Cider because it's a colour that's going to be going soon. Cajun Craze is super, super dark, but I could stamp it off. You think cinnamon? All right, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do both and we'll see which one looks best. So this is full strength. That's quite dark, isn't it? That's half strength. I think you're right, though. The Cinnamon Cider is going to be the better choice. And stamped off. What do we think? This is definitely more brown than this. The cinnamon, is that what we're saying? I've had a couple of people say cinnamon, so maybe that's what we do. And try again. All right. Okay, so we have a pot to cut. This is the cinnamon, the stamped off and the full strength. Either will work, I think. The first colour stamped off, this one, Katrina. So different people have got different opinions on this one. This one is definitely more terracotta. Okay, this one is, well, more cinnamon, I guess. Right, so there's those. I'm happy with this. Now we need a jug. And what colour shall we do the jug? That's going to be interesting. We could do, let's try Misty Moonlight for that. And let's see how that goes. This is not, Misty Moonlight is not a very dark blue. It's a real medium denim blue. I think it might be, that might be nice. Or we could even go with, you think a green jug, Jenny? Or a yellow? What about a bumblebee jug? What do you think about that idea? Let's do one of each and see which one looks best. And then we can decide. There's our bumblebee. The bumblebee looks nice with the blue, doesn't it? You know, I barely even noticed Cookie until you guys mention him. And the other color was Just Jade. And look, this will look nice as well. I'm running out of white space though. Yeah, I'm going to have to get another piece. Give me a second. It's not a problem. I've got plenty where that came from. Right, so we have the green, we have the yellow, and we have the blue. Oh, most people seem to be saying bumblebee for the Cajun jug. Too many choices, isn't there? All right, the overwhelming consensus seems to be the bumblebee, which let's go with that because that seems to be what everyone wants. I'm sorry if anyone's voted and not had your choice chosen. But I promise when you keep coming back, you will get your choice chosen sometimes because we go all over the place with our choices. So, all right, I am going to bring in my machine again. And I've got my plates here. 1 and 2. Let's start with, let me close this up before I stick my elbow in it. I know, right? All the cards. That's it. All right, so we've got, which one is this? I think it's this one for the flowers. Yep. So that's going to cut those out. And then we have the biggest pot. I'm going to try this little Cajun one here. And then I'm going to also try the cinnamon one. We're going to see which one looks best. We have the jug. Let's try the bumblebee, like we said. I'm being very brave trying to do all three at the same time. Let's see how I go. Oh, move my ink pads. So we're using a few ink colours here, which is cool too. Hey there, Donna. Nice to see you. All right, let's see what we've got. Whoop, I dropped the jug, but I caught it. Right, so we have the flowers. We have the pot for the flowers to go in. I'm just thinking that might be a little light, but we'll see. We have the bumblebee. And so this time I'm going to, I don't know whether I like the cinnamon or the Cajun. Maybe the Cajun. We'll see. We'll see how we go. And while I'm here, I might as well cut this little guy out as well. Although I think the blue is going to be too the same. That's what. That didn't work very well. Much easier to line it up. So let this be a lesson to you guys. Best way to line it up is actually on the machine rather than trying to transfer it, because it's really hard to keep everything all together if you do it like that. Let's try this again. You know what? I think I've decided not the blue. The only other one that might be worth thinking about is the green. The blue's too the same. And I think I do like the gold, the idea of the gold for the hinges. I think that will look nicer. Right. So I may come back to the green one, but let's try the yellow first and see how this all comes together. All right, so here we go. We have our window card with an actual window, which I think looks super cute. I have a jug that I think looks really cute sitting up there. And then I wanted to bring this down the bottom here, like this. All right, it's coming together. What do you think, guys? Maybe bumblebee hinges? Yes, bumblebee or gold I think would look really rather nice. Either of those would work really well. Okay. And then, so what are we thinking? Do we like this layout? I think it does work. All right, so I'm going to put this, I'm thinking about actually putting this here and actually putting it on dimensionals. So I'm going to use just a normal old dimensional behind this, just one. I'm going to have it so it just sort of sits here to the right so that you can't see the dimensional through the window, like that. And then this little guy here, all right, so I'm going to have this little guy flat, and I'm going to have the flowers on dimensionals. And then this dimensionals under here. Put them down towards the bottom so that they don't have, they can, this will just sit on the windowsill. How's it going? Do we like this? Flowers over the top of the window is nice too. Yeah, that would be really nice. I think you could go either way. I mean, you could sit all this on the window, but I don't want to cover up too much of the window either. So in the stamp set, let's grab that for a second. We have some really nice sentiments. You could do this a Mother's Day sentiment that says, hope you have a wonderful Mother's Day, which would look really nice down here. There's a welcome. My sweet friend, thank you. Wishing our paths crossed a little more often. That one's for you, Bronwyn. Got that? And if I was going to use that one, I'd be going to the top. I'd have wishing our paths crossed a little more often, and I'd have it at the top here. But if any of these ones, the welcome or sending sunshine for a beautiful birthday, these would all look all right in this bottom corner where this space is. I wouldn't want anything too big in there, but it would look nice down there. So what do we think? Some ground shading under the pot. Yeah, possibly. I know you know, honey. Yeah, that would look nice. We could do that very, very simple. And you know what? I think I'll just go back in with my crumb cake and my water pen again. Let's just pick up a little bit of this color that we used before. Just like that, I think. Does that look right to you? Jean, what do you think of that? You could do flowers in the jug. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you meant, Jody? Yes, jug. Yes, it is what you meant. You could. I'm just thinking whether I mean, there's also a set, these are different flowers. So you've got these ones that we just used, then these ones are different. So you'd have those, they'd be a different color, but that would look really nice as well. Do you think it would be too much to have flowers in here, or do you think we should do flowers in there? What do you think? Isn't this cute? It's very pretty. Do you know, I'm thinking I'd just like to use the word welcome, because I was thinking this would be a nice card to give like a new neighbor or someone who's just arrived on the scene or something like that. It'd be a nice card for that. So I'm thinking a little welcome card would be lovely. So let me take this off and put this one on. And I think I like to always stamp a greeting in a darker color, so navy would be a good choice if I can find it. Let's take everything off the table because I've got stuff all over the place. You guys have got no idea. By the end of the night, on a Sunday night or a Friday night, my desk looks like, I don't know, a whirlwind came through and, you know, actually it looks like I've been burgled. we go, like that. What do we think of that? Do we like it? You know, we actually don't very often see our neighbours. So, you know, I've lived in houses where we were really close to our neighbours, but here we haven't really made close friends with the neighbours. They keep to themselves, and I guess we do to a certain extent as well. And plus, we moved in, what, 3 months before a pandemic, 2 months before the pandemic started, so no one was seeing anybody. So it hasn't really been a really great time to get to know your neighbours in the last couple of years, I've got to say. So I am wondering whether I should add bricks or whether I should leave it. And you think the flowers in the jug are good? Do we need, or do you mean no flowers in the jug is good? Sorry, I didn't know what you meant there, Jody. You said no flowers in jug good. And I don't know if you mean no, the flowers in the jug are good, or no flowers in the jug is good. I'm not sure. So, but I'm wondering if I should find a very, very, very light stamp and add some bricks. No flowers. Is there a cat in the set? No, there should be. Wouldn't it look nice with a cat in the window? You know what? I could use the cat punch and put him on the inside of the window and have him looking out. I could do that, you know. You could do a lot with that. Which is the latest paper pumpkin? Do you mean the Hope Box, Bronwyn, with the butterflies, or do you mean something different? Upper left. Yes. Hang on. Who said that? Let me go back up. I'm looking through the comments. Cherie thinks yes for the bricks. The cat would be good. All right. Well, I've got crumb cake here, and if I could get it light enough, I think it might work. So let me take this off. We're using a lot of stamps out of this set. Look, there's even a cute little one that sort of hangs over the edge of the windowsill there. That's really, really cute. But what I was looking at was these little bricks here because I really like them. They would look nice possibly. Do you know what? Oh, you know what would look really nice? I know whether we've got time. You guys got time? I'm running a little bit late tonight. What I was thinking would look nice if I was to emboss them in white and then, or even clear, and then sponge a little bit of like crumb cake over the top of them. That would look really nice. It would be humorous if it was a spider web, and we could turn it into a Halloween card if it was going to do that. I just want to stamp these. I want to see what they look like. Let me have a look here. See, and if I was to stamp them off, the stamping off is quite nice. It's nice and light. Or I could do in the embossing thing. But then the problem is if I keep going all night, then nobody will watch the video on replay because they'll see how long it is and they'll be horrified. Well, I'm just going to be brave. And I'm going to stamp this off. And I'm just going to add a few bricks. And let's see. I'm actually going to lift this up and see if I can stamp it in underneath, or maybe not. What do we think? Do we like it? Do we like it with that, or did I spoil it? I don't mind it. I think it looks okay. But the embossing idea would be lovely for another time. But yeah, I don't mind it. The corner flowers over the top window was what I was saying. Ah, right. I see what you're saying. You meant those little tiny corner ones. Yeah. We like it. Hooray, because otherwise that had the potential to wreck the whole card. The only thing I think I would add to this would be the little hinges if I cut those in gold, and I want to see what they look like. I could just leave it like this. It's certainly different, but it's a fun little card. And like, I love any card with a window, as you know. I did a window card for anyone who loves window cards. I did a window card on my YouTube channel during the week that, oh, is it here? Let me see. I think it is here. I've got a whole bunch of cards sitting here on the desk that I've done in the last few days. And if I still have it here, I will show it to you. But you can go to my channel and have a little look. It's this one here. Okay, so there's another window with the wave. And you can see there's a wave inside, and same idea. Very similar thing. I like cards that have windows. I just think they're really pretty. All right, I'm going to call this card finished. Does it need bling? That's the only thing. You think the bricks complete the front? Good. I'm glad you do. Oh, yes, the Hope Box. I know, it's so nice. That Hope Box. And at the price, what, $18.50 for stamps, ink, envelopes, 8 card bases, and all the embellishments and everything to make it. It's such a good deal. The only thing that's not in the Hope Box, because it's paper pumpkin, is a block. So if you're giving it to someone, just be aware that there is no block in there, and they will need a block to stamp. Okay, because even though there's stamps and ink and everything in there, there is no block. So that's just something to bear in mind. All right, well, I'm going to call this finished. That's what I'm going to do. So we did 2 cards tonight. We did this one and this one. Totally different to each other. I don't think they could be more different. But I'm happy with both. I think they turned out really fun and something a little bit totally different to what I was expecting, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So if you're interested in this welcoming window set, it is $77.50 for the dies and the stamps. And it's a really good value set. The dies, there's a significant number of dies in there. I didn't even look on the outside of the packet to see how many there was, but there's lots. And the stamp set, hang on, where's the stamp set? Stamp set has 19 stamps. So, no, that's not the one. I'll find it later when I'm not on the video for sure. But, yeah, that's a good little value one. And it's sort of one that I've been looking at all these and thinking, which ones have I got that I could show you? This is one I barely used, and I really wanted to use it. So thank you so much, guys, for helping me use it tonight and come up with something that I really like. I hope you do too. Okay, all right, let's call it a night. I hope that you guys have had fun. I'll be back on Friday night. I hope to get back here during the week with another video, like a standalone video with technique or something like that. But stay tuned and we will see. Thank you so much. I'm really glad you guys are here. Don't forget to like the page if you haven't already, or if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. That really helps keep me going, and I'm able to keep coming back and doing some really cool things for you and working with you. Okay, don't forget the class finishes tonight, guys. So if you're interested, go over to my blog. I'll put the details in the description below this video when it's over. All the information will be there. You can click on the link and read more. Okay, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.